Hello, everyone, and welcome to a Zelda 1 2023 any percent, no, random percent, I'm thinking vanilla, tournament race between CaffyJD and BBQdotgov. I am joined in the commentary booth by one of our many potatoes, Potato Pony. Pony, it's going to be one of those nights if I'm already messing up commentary.
I love it. I love it, Jess. Good to be here tonight. And it's one of the fun things about random percent is depending on how the fates will have it. It could be pretty similar to any percent, or it could be very much not.
That is true. We've seen a very wide range of times in some of these tournament matches this week. I mean, anything from sub-hour to multiple hours. So
it's true. So everybody who's joining us tonight, get comfortable. Get yourself a beverage, maybe a little snack, and we're gonna find out what we're in store for pretty momentarily. This is the first week again of the Swiss rounds of the. I think this is the third random percent tournament.
I don't know which one this is actually.
I think it's the third one, and I think we'll have plenty of time as we get started to talk about what random percent is all about. But tonight we've got CaffyJD and BBQ.gov, and the Swiss rounds are all about establishing the seeding for what will be the bracket rounds of the tournament, which start in a few weeks, and we're underway.
And we're underway with an amazing, lovely, beautiful southwest corner start. You're welcome.
And the you'll notice right away that both runners start with a random item in the B button slot, and tonight they've gotten the letter, which is probably not the best item to be starting with.
Now, this kind of is feeling like a first quest 3, based on the shape.
I'm gonna let you speculate on the dungeon quest shapes, because when I'm at my tracker to match the shapes against them, I'm pretty hopeless.
And speaking of tracker, tonight our tracker is Blair, so Blair's gonna be keeping us on our toes and make sure that we don't miss anything. So yeah, if that is the first quest, give one and two.
What are the runners gonna be doing starting out here?
Well, of course, if we can get past these moblins on BBQ's side, looks like he's heading towards the Wood Sword Cave. 50-50 shot of the sword actually being there. Whereas Caffey's heading up towards the graveyard, and eventually towards where our normal Power Bracelet Armos item is, to see, did that roll? And we have a book as the white sword item.
There's a bunch of interesting things happening already. So on BBQ.gov's side, we see that where you would normally have vanilla level 3 in regular Zelda first quest, you instead had just the normal cave, which means we're dealing with a second quest only overworld. So we'll have only one big secret, and we'll have all of the extra recorder spots and power bracelet spots that come with second quest, and we won't have any of the first quest only spot.
Yep. We do find on BBQ's side level 8. Now, let's see. That could be, I believe that could be a second quest 8 if you're entering on that top line and have doors to the left and right. So we'll have to maybe wait and see a little later.
BBQ is going to be our first runner to check the vanilla start, which does indeed have the wood sword. Also has a candle, which tells us that we have the extra candles flag on, which will be nice because that means our runners can get a candle from one of our take any caves once they find one.
And also some more fun things going on. I'm already laughing because I rolled this and the Armos item was the recorder.
Yes, you are already wielding your
my mighty power. The other thing is, now that BBQ does have that sword, is potentially we might have 0 HP enemies.
True, they do. The enemies do all seem to be going down to one shot of the sword. It's going to be interesting to see. So Caffey picked up the recorder, right?
Yes, Caffey got the recorder.
So it's going to be interesting to see when Caffey uses it, what happens, because one of the flags that's randomized in this crazy random percent tournament are the recorder settings, and there's 2 settings at play here. One of which is, does the recorder take us to dungeons that have already been beaten, like it does in the vanilla game, or does it take us to the unbeaten dungeons? And then the second setting is whether the recorder takes us to the vanilla dungeon locations or to the dungeon locations as they've been randomized in this seed. And the particular combination of those flags that's really interesting, as Caffy finds level 9 over by the river, the particular combination of those recorder settings that's particularly interesting is if they roll to the recorder taking our runners to unbeaten dungeons in their new randomized locations, then the recorder can be an instant ticket to find where all of your levels are. And that can be
and that can just make it a complete jet seed if the case. And by some of these polls voices in level 3 can confirm 0 HP enemies have been rolled. So at least we have something nice going our way. And we definitely have a first quest, first half. So we did in fact start with Triforces for 1 and 2.
I didn't notice if BBQ picked up the map in level 3, or if he's got the map because the book is in fact an
he did pick up a map.
Okay.
Oh, here we go. Here's a toot. Where's the toot going? Oh no. If this is not 1 or 2, it's unbeaten. Let's see.
We're gonna find out momentarily. As BBQ finds the item in level 3, which is just a heart container.
Oh, ponies whistled to unbeaten dungeons!
All right, everybody, you better drink that drink quickly and eat that snack quickly, because we are going to be off to the races.
Oh, and also the chat pointing out we do have perma beams that have rolled on. Wow, this
0
could
HP,
be
perma
so fast.
beans, a Armos recorder that takes us to unbeaten dungeons.
Wow. Now we did so far find the heart on the floor here in 3. All right, the question is, where is a Triforce? And, oh, I guess we missed the staircase item in 3 was also a heart.
It was. So we have Heart Shuffle on, which is so far the only slower flag, maybe the second quest overworld also, but one of the only slower flags that's rolled on so far in this race.
And bear with us for a sec. I'm having a little bit of technical difficulties. Oh, I think we're back. So Caffy is in 3 now.
So Jess, if you're playing this seed and you find out you get the recorder quickly, you find you can go to all the unbeaten dungeons, you get your sword, what's your strategy at that point?
My strategy would be that I would forget to blow the whistle to see if it would bring me to unbeaten dungeons first, because that has happened multiple times. But yeah, whistle the heck to every dungeon you can find, tackle 1 through 5 to dig items to see where the items might lie, especially because we know that the item shuffle is on. Potentially skip 6, 7, 8 as far as items and let us along the way the Triforce, and then go to 9. But whew.
Yeah, I gotta think you're also immediately just thinking you gotta move through this seed as quickly as possible. No dallying around when you know that you're unlikely to be spending 20 minutes just navigating the overworld when the recorder can take you everywhere.
Yeah, that is very, very true. The only bad thing about Whistle Unbeaten is, let's say you dive into 7 and grab a quick Triforce and find out, oh crud, I need to go back for the item. There's no good way to get back there. You have to walk through Hyrule.
So BBQ grabbed the Triforce from level 3.
And chat saying, nice man handle a takedown. I did not notice, did bosses roll 0 HP or did they actually have some health?
I think it might have been 0 HP. I didn't see the whole fight, but the end looked like it might have been 1 sword hit to finish off Manhandla. So with 5 hearts, BBQ is able to pick up the White Sword book. So now we'll find out whether it's an Atlas or not.
Yep, I think chat was also saying that we probably have book to understand old men on. So we'll maybe see some better things happening.
I feel like we got off to such a blazing start tonight that we didn't even get to really explain what the whole concept is around the random percent tournament. You want to take a stab at that, Jess?
That's a very loaded question. I mean, and there's a million flags that have been turned basically 50-50 on or off. We've seen so many of them already, and it's basically a guessing game of who is going to figure out the puzzle first. Who's going to know where to find the sword? Who's going to know, did Heart Shuffle turn on and off? Obviously, we have our 0 HP enemies, and of course, 0 HP bosses, because currently I'm a very kind seed roller. And are you going to need an overworld block? Because a forced overworld block could roll on. And it's just a matter of trying to keep everything straight, especially when you have things like mixed quest dungeons.
One of the interesting things with the recorder settings we found is we're going to see Caffy recorder to one of the other unbeaten dungeons now, is that it won't take him to level 1 or to level... Ooh, we've got a couple interesting things. So, first of all, the recorder just took Caffy to a power bracelet blocked dungeon.
Oh, nice. So PB
so we're going to need to find the power bracelet somewhere.
I mean, if that's 1 or 2 and there's no required items in there, then...
Except... it can't take him. It's not going to take him to 1 or 2 since those are already
that's
beaten.
right, because those are beaten. Yep. So you were right. We do need a power bracelet.
So we're going to need a power bracelet. And then the other interesting thing is if an item we need, such as the power bracelet or maybe the bow or the silver arrows, is in 1 or 2, that's still going to require our runners to find those levels somewhere in the overworld where the recorder will not help them find it.
Yep. All right. Caffy is in this 8. I'm really excited to see, is this 2Q8? I mean, just based on us being in this top row, it feels 2Q.
Nope, here's one staircase.
Okay. Yeah, this definitely feels 2Q. Alright, maybe he does find the road. Jinx! And none of these walls want to push right now, which is always fun, especially when you have 1 bomb left. Oh, hello, Meat Block.
So we started out with lots of good things happening for our runners, and now we're trying to get a little bit of spicy developments. As we see the power bracelet block, potential meat block. You know, we still don't know whether we'll ever need to find levels 1 and 2.
Yeah, BBQ is now the same thing as. Also, definitely need a candle. Looks like we have, or I guess we have a candle already on BBQ's side. So what level is here? Is this where 8 was?
I don't. I'm not sure actually.
Let's see. No, this is 6. Okay, so 6 is under a burn bush.
And we can also see it's not terribly relevant with the vanilla first and second quest dungeons, but the book is indeed the atlas, as BBQ immediately had the map of level 6 as he entered the dungeon.
Yeah, that is nice. Oh, it's a Wizzy Seed, but they're not as scary when you have perma beams and 0 HP. All right, our first push block in 6. It is the ladder. Wait a second, hold on. That is 2Q vanilla.
In a 1Q dungeon.
Very interesting. Yes.
I don't think we've seen the...
Oh, true. That was 1
that ladder will unlock.
Alright, what's going to be on the coast?
BBQ is beelining it there, so we're going to find out momentarily.
Give us a red ring. Just be
Caffy,
extra nice.
Caffy has entered level 7. Eox heads all go down with 1 strike of the sword. Always a pleasure.
Oh
and
my
there's the red ring. Yes,
I love
summons
it.
the recorder and summons the red ring.
You guys are so welcome. I'm not a witch, I swear. Man, that's a great find for BBQ. And even with 0 HP enemies, if you just get in a room where you maybe lose your sword to some bubbles and you have wizards shooting at you, having that extra protection will be so nice.
We've got the wizards in the dungeons, we got dark nuts in the dungeons, so, you know, you want to just charge through with those 0 HP enemies and your perma-beams, but it could still take 1 or 2 hits and you're down for the count, so the red ring helps a lot with that.
Alright, BBQ's gonna enter 7. That lovely 2Q spiral. And then says nope.
I think that's I'll get to this one later.
Yeah, for sure. Alright, Caffy's gonna grab that book. Well, or maybe not. Considering it.
I think Caffy's seen at this point that he's got vanilla dungeon shapes, so he doesn't need the atlas. No boomstick since the book is the white sword item, so decided it's not worth it for the possible hints, I guess.
Yeah, because that's the interesting thing is, if hints are helpful, then it might be nice. Alright, we do have a 40 rupee candle that Caffy purchases. That is cheap. Also some nice 12 rupee bombs.
I do think the early recorder throws a bit of a wrinkle in the like normal overworld routing patterns that many of our runners are used to. It makes it a little hard to figure out, you know, when do you clear parts of the overworld, when do you recorder to another dungeon.
Yeah, that's true, because a lot of people do, like, the grid clearing, right? They'll do all of Deadwoods or all of Graveyard before moving on, because it always stinks when you orphan a location, just to have that location come back and bite you in the rear, saying, I'm what you were looking for, and you left me behind.
Caffy's doing a world wrap.
He sees what the item is, but can't get it because no ladder. Alright, chat is making some gambles on what our large secret's going to be. I'm gonna be very nice. I'm gonna say 128.
So far be it for me to disagree with the fabled prognosticator I'm paired with, but I'm gonna predict that we never see the large secret tonight.
That's true. With there only being one, and with Recorder to Unbeaten being on, I feel like we're gonna have so many overworld locations left unturned. So Caffy's over in the graveyard clearing that out, maybe doing some Death Mountain exploration. BBQ's up in the northeast.
I'm a little surprised that neither of our runners is more aggressively using the recorder to just try to clear out as much of the levels as they can.
Well, yeah, because we've seen 7, we've seen 8, we've seen 6, we've seen a power bracelet spot that we don't know what level is there. Have we seen another level we haven't been able to access?
Bogey in chat points out that maybe they're looking for level 1 and 2 as smaller levels with, you know, easy items to access. We'll have to ask them once we get to the end of this one.
Oh, okay. The last recorder spot was to one of the river ladder spots, and I believe BBQ whistled to that and bombed it open, but didn't have the ladder at that time. So I guess based on that, we found everything except for 1 and 2. Have we seen 9?
We did see 9. 9 was at the river spot near Vanilla Star, I think.
Okay, so yeah, I mean, if we've seen all the locations, obviously they want to go find 1 and 2, because we need to find that power bracelet somewhere.
So you got items in 7, items in 8, items in 6. There are lots.
Yeah, but I mean, I guess that's the thing, right? Is do you go with the devil you know, being 2Q, 7, and 8, but you know where they are, or do you go with the devil you don't know and hunt the overworld for the better levels of 1 and 2?
That is the question of the day. Caffy makes it all the way to the far northwest and picks up a potion in the Take Any. BBQ is working his way back to that river spot, so I think we're gonna see which level that is momentarily.
Yep, that'll be nice. I'm gonna guess. I'm gonna 4.
All right, I'll take 5.
Oh, darn it! At least one of us will be right. 4, 4, 4, 4, 4. Come on, 4.
It was never it.
I did not. I want to clarify. I did not bring the seat up on my side to find anything.
4 is decently small. I think given that we need that power bracelet, need silvers and bow, we'll likely see BBQ picking out both items from this level.
Yep, agree. And also maybe pick up some of these beloved keys along the way. Ooh, this could be a something.
Have we noticed if drop groups have shuffled?
I was just going to ask the same thing. I didn't see what dropped that bomb. Oh, it's the bow and 4.
That is a big find. I'd say that finding that ladder in 6 pretty early on is right now proving pretty valuable for BBQ.
Yeah, I would definitely agree. But obviously going to search this for a Triforce and maybe for a floor drop.
Gleeok in Gleeok's room.
Oop, that's a key door. Do you want to take the key door? He's considering.
Caffy cleared out Death Mountain and now is back to recordering to levels. It's going to find level 6 here and likely find this ladder.
Yep, I don't think there was very many rooms in. Alright, baby. Oh no, the key is required to get through.
Rude game.
Oh, you gotta love a good shoot. Now, Pony, I don't think I've seen any of these Orange Maria's drop bombs. And we've seen so many of them.
We're gonna keep an eye on it to see if we can tell what's dropped. Caffy clears out the grid room and his ladder, and Caffy knows that the ladder also will unlock the red ring, so I imagine it won't be too long before he's picking that up, but we'll see if he stays in 6 to look for the Triforce and maybe the second item.
Alright, Orange Wizrobes did drop bombs. I made sure to watch that. Dig Dogger's close to start, so yep, level 5 is underneath the power bracelet push spot at vanilla start.
So there's a compass, so we're gonna have a bit of a decision for BBQ of whether, well, not much of a decision.
No keys!
Blocked from any further progress in 4.
Oh wow, and Caffy got a very fast Triforce in 6.
Assuming, dangerous assumption, but assuming Caffy doesn't need to go find that floor item in 6, that's a very quick item and Triforce.
Yeah. Other interesting thing is the hint that BBQ got after picking up that book was true. So we might have some good hints for Ganon and Zelda once we get to level 9. Alright, Caffy falling right away into level 4. Also will find himself key blocked eventually.
I think BBQ had no keys going into 4 and Caffy has 1, so there's a chance he'll be able to get further.
I don't know, because there was the key door you had to take to get into the shoot room.
Yeah,
but I don't think there were any keys on the floor on the way.
Key, one room east of where Caffy is right now. I think.
Oh, it's right in the corner. You are right. I will never doubt you, partner.
That's your first mistake.
All right, BBQ's going back into 6 to find this Triforce. I want to say it's one room left and one room up. All right, Caffy grabs that bow. It's always nice when you grab something that's an important item this early in a run. It just makes you feel like I'm making good decisions.
23 minutes in, and you got the bow, recorder, red ring, ladder. You got to be feeling pretty good, but at the same time, you're also feeling like probably pretty good for the other runner as well.
Yeah, oh crap, this other person also has these same items, likely.
Thanks to our tracker, Blair, I hadn't noticed this, but it looks like BBQ bought the arrows at some point. So
yeah, I also did not notice that.
He comes across a Goma at some point.
Yeah, great catch. I guess with the medium secret of, what was it, 31? And there being more medium secrets in the game, it gives you some cash to play with.
Especially with the red ring, being relatively quickly gotten. There's no possibility of spending your money on a blue ring, and with no stick, you're not buying a book, so may as well spend your money somewhere.
All right, so Caffy made it through that first shoot room. We'll have the one key to play with and figure out which way am I gonna go. Door roulette time. I think down is the answer. Yeah, there's more space down.
Caffy is going to poke around a little bit more, see if he can find the floor item before going to get the Triforce.
Also more keys!
BBQ's been spending a little bit more time in this 6, but he did find the compass, so he's going to be able to go straight to the Triforce now, and won't have lost too much time.
Alright, just a heart on the floor in 4. So I'm feeling like heart shuffle probably off.
I think we saw 2 hearts in level 3.
Yep. That could have been the Coast Heart.
Yeah, I don't think we know for sure yet.
Oh, Bogey says he thinks Heart Shuffle is on. Interesting.
We had both runners in Chevy rooms at the same time.
Always good. Alright, BBQ is going back into 6 to hunt for a floor item.
I think he didn't pick the Triforce up yet.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he was trying to see if he could avoid spending a key.
Oh, gotcha.
Used the key, but then went one room extra and got it back, so.
Alright, so what's next? I mean, on Caffy's side, you gotta think he's going to be hunting for 1 and 2 to try to find that power bracelet.
I'm still waiting for one of them to take on level 7 or level 8.
No, that's the last thing they want to do. I mean, eventually we have to for the Triforces.
And there's level 2 for BBQ in the fall.
Very nice. Now, he isn't going to enter it. That's interesting.
Yeah, so I'm not sure what BBQ's looking for in the overworld if it's not level 1 and 2.
So maybe going back to, what level was over here? Was this 7 at the Armos? So maybe figured I have to do 7 to get the Triforce. Might as well go in here, see if I find something along the way.
Well, I'm a fan of digging 7. I just think you found 2 and it's pretty small, and you could probably dig out that item pretty quickly.
Of course, the first 3 minutes of shoot room, which is always fun. Can we bomb, or do we have to spend a key? Uh-oh. Can we bomb upwards out of the entry room? Nope. That key door is hard required.
You can see BBQ banging Link's forehead into the wall as he realizes that he needs to spend that key.
Yep, so that maybe we'll drive him back maybe towards level 2. Meanwhile, Caffy's over in the coast and is going to grab that red ring and turn a lovely shade of red.
As one does.
And interesting, I just learned something that I will have to take into account for my next race, that apparently 2Q7 rarely has bomb walls. It's almost always push walls, so I'm going to have to keep that in the back of my mind.
I think there's no walkthrough walls in 2Q7.
Oh, is there no walkthrough walls either?
There may also be very rare bomb walls, but I think there's no walkthrough walls in 2Q1,
Okay.
3, and 7.
But regardless of that, do you know what we just found in level 2 on the floor? It was the power bracelet.
That is a big find for BBQ.
So that is going to open up level 5.
It means that we know that Caffy is going to have to do a level of overworld exploration that he hasn't yet wanted to commit to.
Yep, Barbecue now says, I'm out. Let's go over. I'm hoping he goes directly towards that power bracelet spot, which we know is that level, and see what kind of fun things are inside of it. We still have a ton of outstanding items.
Meanwhile, Caffy has gone past that key door and made it into the main part of 7. Sees a Goma, which is interesting, because Caffy does not yet have arrows. And the Goma was in a possible item room.
Alright, heart in the floor. Some lovely blue Lanmos. And everything is key door blocked.
Any key would be a pretty big find for one of our runners.
Uh-oh, Mugger Room. Was that 2 Mugger Rooms in a row?
A little bit of Matrix-style deja vu with those Mugger Rooms.
Oh, that was so great. Alright, here is a push block in 5. Item or transport? Of course it's transport.
Caffy finds the compass in 7. Now just has to figure out how to get down to that bottom row.
I do wonder, with us still needing to find, silver arrows, power bracelet. Well, there's our staircase item. It's the wand.
Assuming that heart shuffle that'll be the only item in 7, which will be really nice for Caffy to know that he won't have to go back to 7 to clear all the floor rooms.
Yep, and sadly, with the book as our white sword item, the wand does not give us a boomstick, just some more ranged weaponry.
BBQ skips the bomb upgrade.
Alright, interesting. Grabs that Triforce.
I think I would have liked the bomb upgrade, but I do like even in 5, I think I like grabbing the Triforce, because at this point, the only item BBQ needs is the silvers. Down the ladder, bow, power bracelet. So, come back to 5 if he needs to, but...
Yeah, maybe he's just gambling hard on silvers and 9. And that will be the nice thing, is it looks like our hints are helpful, which means we could get that hint in 9 saying the silvers are in what quadrant, or the silvers lie elsewhere. And Pony, it is a Pepsi night tonight. That was some cheap blue potions, some very, very expensive red potions.
So the question on Caffy's side now is, how long does it take him to find level 2?
I mean, if he's grid clearing, I mean, I don't think it should be that long. I'll probably tackle the northeast and maybe then head back towards the central forest.
He has done Death Mountain already, so he's not going to head that way after the northeast. Meanwhile, BBQ.gov is into the morass of endless staircases that is 2Q level 8.
Yep, I think I saw this in a race earlier. There's 5 staircases, then there's 2 one-way staircases. No, is there 2 one-way or 1 one-way staircase? And 2 item staircases? Basically, it's staircase tech. But getting through 2Q7 and 8 does give you 2Q9, which it seems like a lot of runners seem to prefer.
2Q9, fewer staircases. Generally, you can walk through most of it.
And, you know, we still have not seen what that large secret is. I really want to know who got it right. And if nobody finds it, I'm just going to make the assumption that it was 128 and that I was correct.
You're loading up the seed later tonight and you're going to find out for all of us.
Yeah, I mean, Caffy is only a couple screens away, but obviously taking these coast spaces first.
But still have those silvers in level 1, where the level 1 is hiding.
That is true. Maybe level 1's under a rest box. That'd be fun.
Caffy's gonna find level 2.
Yep, he's definitely digging that.
Dueling green levels momentarily, but Caffy's gonna be out as soon as he picks up his power bracelet.
Oh man, these dongos are just trolling BBQ. Ah, nice. Caffy uses that whistle to unbeat and to go directly to level 5.
Both are runners up to 3 keys. I wouldn't exactly call it healthy, but definitely better than the 0 or 1 keys that's been most of the seed.
Yeah, that is true.
Caffy finds the item in 5 on his way to the Triforce. BBQ politely waits in line behind the dongos.
Excuse me, sir. Will you please move? I have places to be. Oh no! This is the fast decision. It's room with red bubbles, 2 key doors, you need to take something.
BBQ's second chance to pass up the bomb upgrade. Here's the Triforce. BBQ's gonna pick it up. Leave him with just the blocked Triforce, or path to the Triforce in level 4, as well as level 7. He's gonna go back into level 8.
Interesting.
It'll be a big play if the silvers are in.
Very true. You gotta think Caffy's gonna full clear this looking for that item in 5. It's a smaller dungeon, you don't want to leave that behind.
Yeah, well, I mean, he picked up the compass and he did not beeline straight to the left, so I think he's figuring he's gonna get the item.
Well, the room on top of the meat block is nothing, and you can't get out of it, so you're gonna walk your way through that hand. No Taco Bell for you tonight.
So that's all 8 Triforces for Caffy, so I'm guessing Caffy's gonna head right over to level 9 and hope that the silvers are being kept close to Ganon. Nope.
Oh, no, going back into 5. He wants that item.
What's it going to be, Jess? What's the item in 5?
Item in 5 is going to be Magic Boomerang.
Alright. Caffy, you can save the time. It's a Magic Boomerang. BBQ is spending a disproportionate amount of time in this seed, chasing Dodongos around annoying rooms.
The Dodongos are not being friendly today.
They rarely are.
And Caffy does not have very many rooms left in this level 5. Not this one. I've not been keeping track of how many staircases we've seen in 8 yet, but it's been a lot.
I think we're up to like 37 or so.
37. Yeah, that seems about right. Alright, here's the item in... No, maybe not the item in 5. Oh, there's the wooden boomerang as our first item found in the staircase in 8.
BBQ seems committed to the play, so he's going to continue to look for the second item.
Yeah, level 9 is not far from this level 5, which is nice. Alright, Caffy's gonna use that key and get into this room. We'll see if it pays off. Give me Magic Boomerang. Oh!
Not the silvers, but the second best outstanding item. Unless the raft ends up being needed to find level 1.
Yeah, that is a great find, especially when you're on a single key. Because it always seems like when you need it, you can't find it. When you have a dozen keys, it's your next item. Oh, Caffy's going back into 2. Interesting.
Caffy thinks that...
Does he think Heart Shuffle's on?
Heart Shuffle is...
Because I think from what we've seen, we have not seen anything that would indicate Heart Shuffle being on.
I agree with you.
Ooh, White Sword.
Which is unfortunately not particularly helpful when everything is...
Yeah, I mean, if Ganon doesn't roll 0.
Ganon, but that's about it.
Yeah, we'll see if I roll the trifecta that everything is no health. I'm curious. I wonder what is making him think that Heart Shuffle is off. So I think that the thoughts are could be the silvers could be in 1. They could be in. Is it just 1 and 9? Is that all we have left?
6, we found the item in 7, 6, 3. Yeah, I think that's all we got left. So
Yeah, 1 or 9.
2 items in 9.
Oh, okay. Raft and 9, 1 on a raft spot. Silvers in 1.
You
That'd be
didn't put a bait block in there somewhere, Jeff.
Oh, that's just an understood thing.
Alright, Caffy's our first runner into level 9. He's going to be listening for the roar of Ganon to tell him that Ganon is next to the room he's currently in. He's going to be looking for a shutter door that won't open, which indicates where Zelda is. And he's especially going to be looking for the items and hoping that one of the 2 items is the silver arrows. As BBQ is back in 4, he'll spend one of his keys to make more progress and come to the Triforce.
It's been interesting. Malkier says that with a hint saying a feat of strength will lead to a red candle, which means that level 1 is power bracelet blocked, and red candle is one of the items.
That's a great call by Malkier.
And we do have a Ganon. Unfortunately, we do not yet have the hardware required to take him down. Yeah. Technically, we could have deceptive hints on, but so far, everything I've seen has been truthful.
Yeah, we had a truthful hint about 6 being near the desert and about 5 being near stars, so I think we probably have truthful hints.
Caffy pauses a second, saying, "Ooh, key! Wait a second, I actually have keys now."
The double 0 HP enemies really shines with the Patras when all parts of the Patra can be easily dispatched.
Yeah, so the items that we're missing Magical Boomerang, Red Candle, Raft, and Silvers. And at this point, we know, if we're assuming helpful hints, that Red Candle is in 1. So it's somewhat likely, but of course we're all hoping if we see something else fun in here. We don't want Silvers in 9, we want a double dip.
BBQ picks up his 7th Triforce from level 4 and he'll head back to level 7.
Yep, and I don't think level 7's was too terrible to find. I do wonder, though, if he will try to hunt for the item while in 7.
After he found the item on the way to try to find the Triforce, I believe. We'll see what happens for BBQ. You know that the Triforce in 7 is along the bottom row, and so BBQ's going to have to find a staircase to get him down there.
Oh, nice. Caffy took the intentional fireball to avoid getting red bubbled. Smart move.
That's a pro move. I would have gotten hit by about 13 red bubbles in that room.
Ooh, that's right. We did have this staircase that, I believe at the point, Caffy doesn't have arrows. Couldn't take this Goma down. Oh, not a staircase.
After all.
A bit of a troll with the bomb sitting there on the floor and a possible push block, but... Oh, we have a Rafty boy in 9.
Caffy almost passes it up, but then realizes there's a chance he might need it to get to level 1, so...
So we're either going to find in this 9 a silver arrow or a magic boomerang.
Or we have deceptive hints after.
True.
There's always
yeah.
the incredibly slim chance of a seed that looks like it has heart shuffle off, except for that 2 items that are flip flops. So
Oh, that is true, and that's when it's so trolly. Everybody in chat, if you want more fun, just cross your fingers for the required double dip. Cross your fingers for a magic boomerang here in 9. Oh, here's a push block. Darn.
There are the silver arrows for CaffyJD, who now has all the pieces to the puzzle, except for the location of Zelda.
Yep, so we'll see how long it takes him to find her. Sometimes she can be a little tricksy. Of course, gotta avoid any red bubbles on the way to Ganon, so you have your sword.
BBQ is pretty close to the Triforce. So maybe 1 room away. See if Ganon rolled 0 HP.
No! We didn't get the trifecta today.
So Caffy's gonna have to put his first legit work of the seed in, doing a little bit of combat against Ganon here.
Alright, I think BBQ is 2 rooms away potentially from Triforce.
BBQ saw the Triforce and passed it up, I think, still looking for the hoping he's finding the silvers instead. Unfortunately, we know that's not going to be the case.
Yeah. And with Ganon in his room, it's very, very, very likely that Zelda is in her room, which means Caffy will likely up Faye and then just start trying to go directly up columns. I've seen him do that.
I assume he's going to take the up door from this room first.
Oh, true. That, yep. I guess there is a door upwards directly from here. Good point.
Caffy dispatches Ganon, and
wow.
Zelda is right there. And get your GGs out to our winner of this round 1 Swiss match, CaffyJD.
Yep, official race time.gg time of 51:09. Great job.
It was an interesting seed. It threw with some easy starting situations at our runners, and then a couple of curveballs, but Caffy navigated them really effectively to take home the win tonight.
Speaking of, we can't talk crap about it anymore because he's in here. GG's Caffy on your win.
Hey, thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
What do you think, Caffy?
What a seed.
I honestly did not know what to do. I don't think I've ever found a recorder to unbeaten that fast. So I didn't know if I was supposed to look for 1 or 2 because we had those Triforces. I'm glad I found 2 because that was the key to getting into 5.
We were talking about the recorder pretty early and how that really sort of throws a wrench into like normal overworld exploration patterns and trying to figure out, do you go dig all the dungeons you can? Do you look for the other levels? And it looked like you chose to check out Death Mountain and then started to go after the levels pretty hard.
Yeah, it's a weird thing to have to make that decision whether to take time to clear the overworld or just dig your dungeons. And I was kind of caught in between for quite a while there, and I couldn't figure out what I wanted to do first. I've never been presented with this before, so it was very confusing, but I'm glad I at least found 2, which was the key.
And I would like to welcome into the booth the wonderful BBQ.gov did decide to toss down the sword. Come and join us. GG's BBQ.
GG's, thanks everyone. GG's, Caffy. So where were the silvers?
Silvers were in 9.
Oh, they were. Okay. And where was 9?
Where was 9?
9 was, I think,
the river.
Top?
Yeah, the river caves. Yeah.
Oh, it's the next
near,
place
near
out.
Vanilla Star. I don't think we had realized, BBQ, that you had never seen 9 in your overworld wanderings.
Yeah, I dug a lot of the non-Death Mountain overworld, looking for mainly for 1 and 2, but also 9, thinking that, well, if I can find those quickly and there's useful items in there, that would be to my advantage. But eventually, I kind of gave up on that plan. I found the power bracelet in 2, which got me into 5, so that was necessary. But yeah, I had Caffy, when you had hit GG, I had just finished. I just gotten my 8th Triforce in 7. And had been striking out on finding useful items pretty much anywhere. Got a lot of heart containers. That was fun.
Yeah, BBQ found level 2 a little bit ahead of Caffeine, and so got the power bracelet, was able to get to 5. The key doors in level 4 and level 7, I think, defeated BBQ the first time through a little bit more than Caffey, which was a part of the difference tonight. And then BBQ, you made the decision to try to look for the silvers in 8 and then a little bit in 7, and that just proved to be the wrong gamble tonight.
Yeah, it was. And yeah, you diagnosed it absolutely right. I mean, this was, if there, 0 HP, yay! 5 level right away, yay! The problem was keys, and yeah, 4 and 7 were key blocked for me, and I came upon both bomb upgrades and passed on both, specifically because I was saving money for keys. But I think once it was when I went into either 5 or 6, then all of a sudden I showed up like, oh, I have 4 or 5 keys now. Now I can do everything I want to do. So it was maybe just a matter of finding the dungeons in the right order that would have saved me some time.
There was a slight difference in that you found the compass in 5 and headed pretty much straight to the Triforce. Caffey also grabbed the Triforce but went back in for the item in 5, which turned out to be the any key, which at least at that point resolved the key situation for Caffey.
Oh, so deceptive hints were on. Oh, because I think I got a hint somewhere along the way. I thought it was Feat of Strength will lead to the red candle. So that.
Oh.
Yeah,
we believe that.
The hints were actually
level 1.
We think that level 1 was probably power bracelet block somewhere.
Ah, okay, that would explain. Okay, so yeah, that's what happens when you don't check the other 3 power bracelet spots. But yeah, so I assumed that I bailed on 5 once I got the Triforce because I assumed red candle was in there and I didn't need it. But yeah, that explains a lot.
Now,
sorry, go ahead.
Now, I was going to say, speaking of power bracelet, Caffey, I need to ask you, you got power bracelet out of 2, but then you went back to 2 later. What was the reasoning for going back into 2? Did you think that heart shuffle might be on?
I did. With the 2 hearts in 3, and not seeing the coast item, I thought heart shuffle was on.
Okay. I was just going to joke that maybe you just wanted an extra heart after having to give up 2 hearts in a row to muggers in adjacent rooms.
Yeah, that was fun.
Oh no, where was that?
The right column, very right column, going up. I took a stair, took me to the right column. I went up and around and found the stair that led to next to the Triforce.
Level 7? Was that in level 7?
Level 7, yeah. So I'm assuming there was another stair that led to the Triforce, but the wand was on the way as well.
Ah, okay. Yeah, I never found the wand. I kind of gave up at that point once I saw what time it was, and that it was 50 minutes in, and I knew kind of this was shaping up to be a jettish seed. I was like, okay, we'll punt on this item. If silvers are in 7, you know what, that's fine. But I need to get out and I need to start finding 9 and get in there and hope silvers are in there.
Yeah, that was a scary proposition because I didn't find 1 and I didn't dig any of 8, and I think I was missing. Well, I thought I was missing a floor heart in 6 or floor item in 6, but it turns out that wasn't the case.
Yeah, I also thought Heart Shuffle might have been on, but now looking at my tracker, I'm like, oh yeah, that's probably pretty unlikely. You didn't miss anything at 8, by the way. It was the boomerang and the white sword, so pretty useless.
Caffy, you passed up the book as the white sword item. You weren't interested in potential hints along the way?
With the vanilla shapes, and given it was 0 HP, I figured I'd run into my items pretty quickly, so I decided against it. Was it on? Was Book to Understand on? I didn't really pay attention.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, because we got hints for the location of 5, location of 6. BBQ got the hint for red candle being power bracelet blocked, so it seems like, unless we just missed deceptive hints somewhere, it was helpful hints.
I think we should give Caffy a shout out while he's here in the booth for that pretty slick move in the red bubble room in level 9 of taking the fireball hit to avoid the red bubbles.
Yeah, that was great.
Yeah, when you get lucky, you get lucky. But I'll take the good looks. I mean, I won't ever turn that down.
I'm gonna have to go back and watch that. That sounds pretty interesting. I saw nothing of 9, so I was about when I up in 8. I was probably literally over the screen, right just north of the screen where it was.
Yeah, I think you would have found level 9 pretty quickly. You should, I definitely recommend watching the race back. It was a pretty tight race for nearly all of the time.
Yeah, and Caffy obviously is a very experienced runner. BBQ, you said this is your first tourney. How do you feel after your first match being done?
Well, I was a little nervous going in, but it was fun, and I knew I was up against a really good guy and a really good competitor in Caffy, so I knew I was going to get it. I knew I was going to get tested, and right away you go in. Our start screen sucked. It was down in the southwest. You find a level, then you find out it's 0 HP, and you're like, oh wait, well this is 0 HP. That means this may be a jet seed, so I need to hit the gas and move quickly because I know Caffy's really good. And I need to start figuring out stuff quick. I was pretty proud of myself when I found the ladder in 6 fairly early and Rand got the red ring. I was like, all right, we got it. On the one hand, this is great, but on the other hand, Caffy probably already has this, so gotta hurry. But it was a lot of fun. I see what the fun is about. I've been doing these as a spectator or from the commentator's booth, but yeah, you're constantly kind of looking over your shoulder during the entire race. So yeah, it was a great experience.
Well, I'll tell you what, for your first tournament race, I think you acquitted yourself quite well, and it was great to be part of it.
Completely agree.
That's very nice. Now, it's very nice of you to say. Caffy, you did great. I am definitely going to go back and watch the replay because I definitely want to see how you pulled off that move in 9. But I'm curious as to how you routed it.
Just a little bit of a spoiler. I was all over the place. I was telling I was telling these guys I did not know what to do when it came to routing the overworld with the recorder. So it's pretty sporadic.
That was a surprise. Yeah, I was not expecting when I hit the recorder, Jess's favorite item, that it would take me to actual unbeaten dungeons. I was like, wait a minute, this can't be right. This is too easy, right? And then of course the first one it takes it was on. Yeah, well, you rolled the seeds, so I mean I should have anticipated that, shouldn't I?
Yeah, this had Jess's fingerprints all over it.
With the exception of 0 HP, everything.
Yeah, I know. I never roll 0 HP, and of course, for your guys, I have to roll 1, but...
Well, I would rather have this seed than the one I broadcast last night that had Dave's fingerprints all over it. That was...
Oh, you mean my race?
Yes, that's the one I mean.
That was a thing. I
was impressed you both finished in an hour and a half. That was no joke, because, we were speculating the whole time. There's like, if you have to get the ladder in 9 to go back to 3 to get past a meat block and a ladder block to get the silvers, this is like top 5 Dave seed.
So, BBQ, you're gonna join me in the 0-1 group next week. So maybe we'll get a matchup together. That'd be fun. And
it would be fun.
Caffy, you're gonna join Jess in the 1-0 group next week. So maybe the two of you will get a matchup.
Please no.
Please no.
No, it'll be fun. Jeff's really strong, so we look forward to seeing what draw we get, what the wheel will bring next week.
The Wheel of Doom.
Awesome. Any
Thank you guys so much
final
for
thoughts?
a fun match.
Well, thank you guys for the comms, the restream, tracking. You guys all do amazing work, and we really appreciate you. So thank you.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you guys both for thanks Cappy for a really fun race, and thanks Jess and Potato Pony for doing comms and the folks behind the scenes doing the tracking and the setup and everything. Absolutely echo Cappy. Couldn't do this without you, and it makes for a fun event.
Well, GG's to both of you. It was a really fun race to watch and have the privilege to commentate. And speaking of behind the scenes, we should give a big thank you to Blair. With the help of Malkier for taking care of our tracking tonight, and thank you to SpeedGaming, of course, and last but not least to Jess, prognosticator of prognosticators. It's been a blast.
It has been a blast, Pony. Thank you for reaching out this morning and saying, "Hey, you want to commentate tonight?" And I said, "Of course, you're my #1 pick every time."
Well, it's been fun. I'm sure we'll have a chance to do it again at some point. And thanks everybody for joining us tonight. Let's see, we got some more Zelda action going on, right?
Yeah. Speaking of doing it again, there are still races going on tonight. Over on SpeedGaming 2, we have Ferran Burgundy versus Stun. That is going to start in about, let's see. Actually, that probably started about 8 minutes ago. I'm not sure if any of the other races are still ongoing, but there is at least one more race happening very, very soon. So, head over to SpeedGaming 2 for some more Zelda content.
And there'll be a handful more races the rest of this week, and then another whole slew of races next week and for a bunch of weeks to come. So, come join us. You'll see some more 50-minute seeds and some more 2-hour seeds and everything in between. So.
Oh, please no. Please no. I'm okay with everything in between, just not the 2+ hour seeds.
I think there's no getting around it at some point with these flags, but yeah, that's what makes it random percent. So,
Connie, thank you so much for commentating. No, I think it was a lot of fun. Of course, I always enjoy seeing recorder involved, but no. When it's sub-hour and when you have people that are still so close at sub-hour, it just makes for such a fun match. So it was a good time, and hopefully everybody enjoyed.
Why don't you give Caffy a follow, give BBQ a follow, and we'll see everybody around. Have a great night.
Thanks, everybody.